The battle over gay marriage has exposed a divide in this country over faith and family. On opposite sides of our big story tonight, Bill Donoghue, president of the Catholic League, and Chad Griffin, incoming president of the Human Rights Campaign. Welcome to you both. Let me start with you, Chad, if I may. What is your reaction to what happened today?
It's astonishing what President Obama did today. And a lot of people out of Washington are giving the political reaction. But to LGBT people across this country, it was a very personal and emotional reaction. The president today didn't just say that he supports gay marriage. He did it in a way by describing what brought him to that point. His two daughters, his wife, people in the military who don't have the same rights as their colleagues, Marines, Navy officers. But he's already impacted the lives of millions of people across this country, Piers. Every single night, LGBT people get in their beds, turn out the light, and instead of closing their eyes and going to sleep like their friends and their parents and their colleagues, they stay awake and stare at the ceiling, fearing the next day. What the President of the United States said today, the first President of the United States said today, is that he cares for them. He is their president, he is standing up for them, and he believes that they too are equal under the law. And that is incredibly significant. I also think that it is we will never have another president, Democrat or Republican, that opposes gay marriage.
Let me turn to Bill Donoghue. Bill Donoghue, you don't agree with this. What was your reaction to what the president did today?
Well, it all started with our friend Mr. Joseph Biden from Delaware on Meet the Press, didn't it? He brought the guy out and he has to come clean. As you properly said, Obama's always liked the idea of two men getting married. He had to change because he wanted to become president. And he said he invoked his Christian moorings, right? He said he was a Christian, and Christians don't believe in two men getting married. Now today, he had to wiggle with that, didn't he? So he said, well, I'm going to invoke the golden rule. The problem with the golden rule idea is that it covers the marriage of Patricia and Alan Muth. Patricia and Alan Muth are brothers and sisters. They went into the courts and argued that they have a right to get married. Now, I want to ask this gentleman here, does he have a problem with that?
Okay, well, do you have a problem with that?
Look, the gentleman brings up the golden rule, and the golden rule really is something that most all of us were taught. I know my mom in Arkansas taught me the golden rule.
What about the Muths?
And
what about the couple,
and I learned
the brothers and sisters who want to get married? Do you have a problem with that, sir?
Answer his point.
Sure, I find what he's saying to be ridiculous.
It's in the courts.
No, I don't support that, and I don't think any Americans would support that. This is about two loving couples wanting to make the lifetime commitment of wanting to make the lifetime commitment.
Let me ask you, Bill Donoghue, what essentially is your problem personally?
Oh, it's very simple.
Two loving Americans getting married.
It's absolutely very simple. I have a doctorate in sociology from NYU, and I know what the literature says. The literature is definitive. There's one gold standard for children. That is, there's no substitute for a marriage between a man and a woman. I want the law to discriminate against straight people who live together. I used to call it shacking up. Now it's called cohabitation. I want the law to discriminate against all alternative lifestyles, against gays and unions. I want to promote and to put in a privileged position that institution of marriage between a man and a woman, which has been shown over and over and over again to be the gold standard, the blue chip standard. Why in the world would we want to relativize marriage? It's punishing children.
Let me just analyze this blue chip standard, because of course 1 in 3 marriages, heterosexual marriages, ends in divorce. Where Britney Spears, I think, got married for 55 hours, Kim Kardashian 72 days. Are these the kind of marriages that you prefer to a gay couple who've been together 20 years?
No, it's not just about love. A child needs a mother and a father. On Sunday, we celebrate Mother's Day. What are you going to say to the kid, you people who love the politics of inclusion, who has been excluded because he has two fathers?
This is where you sound a bit like an old dinosaur, Bill.
No.
This is where you sound like a bit like... Let me have my say.
You're going to encourage...
Let me just have my say. I've got 4 kids. Right. This is what you say to them. You know what marriage is about? Marriage is about 2 loving people who are going to love their child. Right. There are many, many straight parents in America who abuse their children. Right. Just because you're straight, it doesn't make you any better as a parent than someone who's gay. Why would it?
Well, because as I've tried to say to you, the social science evidence is on my side, not on your side. We know what the blue chip standard is.
What is the social science evidence?
Excuse me, Piers. Look, Alan and Patricia Muth wanted to get married, their brother and sister. You tell me that if people love each other, if that's the only basis upon to have marriage, you cannot stop incestuous marriages. You cannot do it.
Bill, let's just get back to your views of gay people, right?
No, we never talked about my views of gay people. We're talking about the institution of marriage. You never asked me about gay people.
Have you got children?
Yes, of course. But the question is this.
What if, let me ask, I ask the questions, it's my show.
Yes.
What if one of your children said, Dad, I'm gay? What would you do to them?
I would love them.
What would you say to them?
I would love them because the Catholic Church teaches that all people, gay and straight, should be loved. They're children of God. That's a separate question from the institution of marriage. Should we just relativize it? Look, I'm a veteran. If we give veteran status and benefits to people who are non-veterans, we have devalued, we've depreciated the status of a veteran. If marriage is the best institution for children, which is run by a father and a mother, not two fathers and not two mothers, Mother's Day is coming up, say it again, then we should discriminate in its behalf. It's very simple.
Well, let me give you the last word, Chad.
Yeah, sure, Piers. Let me just say that what President Obama did today is consistent with where the majority of American people are. We're a growing number of Democrats. We're a growing number of Democrats and Republicans, from Dick Cheney to Ted Olson to Laura Bush. It is consistent. It's where the country's headed, and I expect in not the too distant future, people like the activist here against me today will soon regret these words, and I believe, too, will evolve to the side the most American of all views, and that is equality and freedom. And President Obama put us one step closer to that today.
Chad Griffin, Bill Donahue, thank you both very much.
Thank you.